Okay, I'll stop fucking around now. Potentially. When he asked, a screen appeared showing the current smashers on his team with red bars at the right side of each one. Some were full, but others were half filled. What's this? This, Master Hand said. It's the partnership screen. Partnership screen? Master Hand nodded. Yes, the partnership screen shows how well you and another partner works together in a battle. Well, I know this is useful, but for what? It's like some kind of trust level or something. So what, you can, like, scan people's minds? That's pretty fucked up. You probably need to fill out consent forms for that sort of thing, don't you? Or do they not have laws in this sort of... This strange interdimensional plateau of... hands? I know this is useful, but for what? It's some kind of trust level or something? It's also a trust level. Let me show you your level or partnerships with the others here. Master Hand handed over a strange machine to Chris. Wait a second, this is my DS! Chris said with his blue DS in his hands. Well, duh, I've made some changes to your DS. It'll now show you the partnership screen along with more interesting features. But first, take out your pen and touch the arrow pointing down the screen, the scroll down. Give it a try and inspect the levels. Chris did as Master Hand told him to do, and he examined the screen. Partner, percentage level. Lucario, 100. This one is obvious, Chris said. Pichu, 80. Roy, 80. Mewtwo, 60. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Wait, 60? It seems you need to fight alongside Mewtwo if you want the level higher than that, Master Hand said. Pikachu, 75. Jigglypuff, 75. Pit, 70. Ice Climbers, 85. Before you scroll down the screen, I need to tell you something. If the level is in 50 or less, that person doesn't trust you enough, and it's worse if it's below 40. Okay, gulp, Chris said and thought, worried. But wait, the last four are Fox, Falco, Ness, and Marth. What could possibly be wrong with any of them? I mean, they're friendly enough with Fox, 50, Falco, 35, Ness, 80, Marth, 75. What? How could this happen? Chris asked, terrified. What did I do wrong? Let me see. Huh? What in the world is this? Master Hand wondered, surprised. They don't trust me enough, but I thought it was the contrary. Calm down, you don't need to panic. Let me explain what is the true meaning of this, too. Chris started to pant, a little scared. Okay, go ahead. First, you saw Lucario's partnership level at 100, right? Right, he trusts me completely, right? That's correct, but also it helps them in another way. It helps them in another way? How? Master Hand paused for a moment before speaking. It gives them strength. This may sound repetitive, but how again? There are jobs that are actually a copy of themselves, right? Their powers, skills, dexterity, and abilities are all passed to you. But first, I need to unlock them first by fighting, isn't that right? Of course. Well, your job is to unlock all the abilities and raise the levels to their maximum intervals. After that, something good will happen. What? Chris asked again. Maybe an attack combined with you and another smasher working in perfect sync or making your partner stronger than he actually is by launching a devastating attack. Basically, you make combined final smashers. But not now. You need to work hard in your battles if you want to discover those special powers. Chris paused for a moment and he started to think. Oh, right. You want to know how to raise their levels? Master Hand asked, and Chris nodded. There are many ways to raise the levels. Spending time with them, fighting with them, have fun together, help them, and any other cheesy thing my mind lets me think of. But hold on a second, right? What if he started hanging out with them and spent loads of time with them, but then they just found out that it was all a clever ploy just to raise the trust levels, and there was no actual feeling of love or companionship behind it? Wouldn't that sort of lower the trust level to about 2, you know? Wouldn't that actually be really destructive? And I mean, they got to find out about this stuff sooner or later. You can't keep them in the dark about this whole aspect of the story forever. Maybe, this will be an interesting plot dynamic that will be revealed in due time. And any other cheesy thing my mind lets me think of. Any cheesy thing? Oh, well, I'll do my best, I swear. That's the spirit. One step closer to reveal his real moves. I imagine you as the son I never had before. Sniff, Master Hand said and thought, crying a little. It's something wrong? No, son. I mean, Chris. You're starting to creep me out. I know. You can take your DS, too. Command room. Hey, where did this come from? Ness asked, finding a red book with a Starman printed on it. It was above Crazy Hand's desk, so he could have been reading it, Mewtwo said. Ness opened the book. It has something written on it. Master Hand and Chris came to the room. Hey, what is that book? Chris asked, glancing at the book. Ness gave the book to Chris. Why don't you read it for us? It could have a nice story, Pichu said, excited. Well, let's see. Chris cleared his throat. Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door intro music. Fuck you. Ahem. Oh no, it's Chris, isn't it? Ahem. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of the 1,000-Year Door. A 1,000-Year Door? Ooh, this is getting interesting, Pichu said, sitting on the floor. An awfully long time ago, in a strange and far-off land, a big bustling town thrived. Chris flipped the cover to discover a big white city in a picture. It was a town where all people lived very happy lives, and it was said that the town was very prosperous. But one day, tragedy befell this blessed place. A lot of enjambment there. Very poetic of you, AuraChanneler Chris, or should I say wiiboy Chris. What happened next? Pikachu asked. A great cataclysm struck the town and its people. A cataclysm? Popo asked, scared. Chris flipped the page to see the big city in chaos. The waves were furious. The sky was firing thunders. The buildings were being destroyed and the background was dark. Darkness filled the skies, and the earth roared and shook. It was as if the very world had come to a It was as if the very world had come to a violent end, and in but a single night, the town sank into the depths of the earth. It's hard to believe that something like that happened, Fox said. It's possible, Pit said. Chris flipped the page again, revealing a picture of a small settlement with ships and clouds and happy smiles. The background was now calmer than before. Many moons rose and set. Stories of the town passed into the pages of fairy tales. Because it is a fairy tale. What the fuck? Because it is a fairy tale, Falco said. Shh! The best part is coming, Pichu said angrily. How the fuck does he know? He's never read the story before. I think. I don't know. Pichu said angrily, and when the town's site no longer held relics of its past, people gathered at that spot and built a new town. And they lived happy thereafter? Nana asked. Well, that's not all, Chris said, clearing his throat again and reading the book in the next page. It was showing a picture of a treasure in front of a door. But word soon spread among the people who moved in that an ancient city lay deep underground. Boring, Falco yelled, and that a magnificent treasure rested there. Wait, a magnificent treasure? Falco asked, a little excited, and Fox frowned to himself. Indeed, this is the tale of the fabled treasure of Rogueport.